Лицо. Давайте. Спину доверила, а очень раз спину добираешь, вообще не понимаю, что будет. Все. Все. Пару ведь слабак. Пару ведь слабак.
That's exactly what it's like for us crypto holders right now, man. I can tell you something. I was so pissed off when I woke up yesterday morning because in my video that I shared with you here, I said to you right now, those are the altcoins that we were getting into some trades. Well, my friends, to our avail, have a squiz here. Of course, if you're in the market, you would know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. There was a massive flush down. This is hardcore manipulation, selling. Look at the consistency of the candles down. They just offload, and then they basically flush out the market with a very strong candle right towards the end. So that's precisely what happened. And well, my friends, I lost a lot of money in crypto yesterday, but that is okay. That is what life is about. You get kicked down, you get knocked down, you get pushed over, you get thrown over, you get bullied, whatever the scenario may be. You stand up stronger than you did before you started because you now know the things that you need to know. So, of course, I bought here in Say and we were making decent money, and then there was a hard rejection and then heavy sell-off right here. This is called manipulation, my friends. We all know that it was manipulation. Mr. Da Vinci, Jeremy J knew it was manipulation. House of Crypto, Altcoin Daily. So many people know that it was a market manipulation to flush out the greedy long. So perhaps we were part of that as this community. I'm not so sure about that because positioning our trades, you can see here, my trades have been there for some time now, right? These two, especially the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and the Ripple. They're saying all of those, cool, man. Yay, I can take a little bit of a knockdown. It is what it is. I did buy back in Say here because it was showing to be a little bit of a stronger candle, but honestly, I'm going to take profits right here because right now, until this market gets right back above to where it actually needs to be, and I'm going to show that on Bitcoin most importantly. Bitcoin right now, as you can see where we're at, look at where we came down to. I mean, we crashed all the way down here, guys. I mean, look at this ridiculous manipulation, right? It's a clear breakout, a clear bullish trend breakout out of this downsloping trend. Cool. We're retesting now. Is it the retest, or do we fail and we continue to come down and we come down all the way back to 100,000, or perhaps even down here where there's a little bit more support at about 96,000? Now, I think we've just seen, we cannot actually tell what's about to happen. But the point is that when there's manipulation like this, man, just buy more, just accumulate whenever there is down a huge portion that's selling out here. Look at the pressure to buy back at these levels. So I doubt it's going to go below 100K going forward, but honestly, who knows with everything that has been happening. And here is another perfect example. So here is the Bitcoin from another perspective, right? Boom, and 4-hour chart. Boom, okay, triangle, bullish flag. We broke down from the bull flag. Look at how we erased the entire gains from this bull flag, okay? That is hardcore manipulation. Bull flags don't fail like that, my friends. They don't fail like that. Most of the time, bull flags punch through to the upside. If there's a fail like this, it doesn't fail as hard as this, but look at this. I mean, we crushed through this very strong support level right here. Look at where we came down to, right? My horizontal support here of the 104K. So right now, look at where we're at. We came down to test the 200 on the 4 hour. we have to come down and test the 200 on the daily. Oof, my friends, that's a bit of a hard pill to swallow. All the way down at $92,686. Whoa, that's horrible. But again, it's a point to accumulate. But remember, shoulder, head, shoulder, busy forming. We're going to have a next breakout. It's going to come up to here, 125K. I see that as our next level of resistance because the 618 from this move and the 618 from that move. Okay, that level is between 124 to 130,000. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, Ethereum, what on earth, man? This essentially, we would consider this a fake out to the upside, right? There isn't a fake out. That's a clear bullish close above the very much price discovery zone. This here is what we call manipulation. Look how it came down to the 200 once again to retest. Now, hopefully we do get a bounce off of this because we've also broken out of this level, which we're somewhat out of again. We're at the top of. So let's see what happens with Ethereum. The same thing with the total crypto market cap. Very much a huge amount of liquidity. I mean, guys, we were talking about some really cool liquidity pumping through. But if we have a look at that, that's 8.31% out of the crypto market cap because of all the noise that's been happening with the Israel and Iran shit. My friends, if we have to come sit down here and wait for the 200 at $3 trillion market cap, so be it. Okay. We will continue to accumulate. Now, use my Bybit link down below. Come and get crypto with me. I'm not saying trade with me. I'm saying come and get some crypto with me. Take it off the exchanges and put it on your hardware wallet. Okay, very simple. You can get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus. Now, isn't this an interesting thing with Bitcoin, right? This is BTC dominance. This is a bearish pattern. Okay, cool. Consecutive higher highs, but somewhat lower lows in between instead of higher highs only. And so you can see that we've bounced up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down here. I mean, we were calling for potential because we were under the 200 here. We had closed a massive candle down here. We were under the 200. And, well, guess what? This signal here tells us, well, sorry, altcoins, we have to wait more. You know, I'm sure you, and if you are, make some noise down in the comments below. I'm sure you are patiently waiting for this altcoin season to happen, my friends, because damn it, I've been waiting now 5.5 years for some real altcoin season to happen. I have not seen it yet. Okay, I've seen pumps. I've seen 200, 300, 500, 600% pumps in time, but that wasn't even altcoin season. I'm talking about the real altcoin season where we absolutely blitz up like crazy. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know exactly what it is I'm talking about. So I'll leave them up in the cards above for you. Now, the very interesting about this, look at this V-shaped recovery here. Okay, cool. We tapped around this level. So I presume we're probably going to end up doing the same and then probably continue to break down. Now, this is very interesting, right? Because with all the fears and uncertainty, with all the wars and everything that's busy happening, look at what happened. There was a run towards Bitcoin, okay? A safe haven that is much better than any of the other assets in the whole world, okay? So this is a very good sign, actually, for us Bitcoin holders. But it isn't necessarily a very good sign for anybody else, okay? And anything else. Now, Sui got into a Sui trade. We'd entered in somewhere down here, okay? Somewhere on this candle. Then look what happened. Boom! Crash Bandicoot Max Randicoot. Now, that level becomes absolutely insignificant, and that becomes the new level, right? Because it's still a higher low. Now, this becomes the angle that we need to break out. So the steeper the journey here, the harder the breakout becomes. So first level, break out of this level. Smack up here, pull back, go up. So my friends, honestly, I really do think we have quite some time left until we see the absolute major rally in the Bitcoin, in the altcoin season and the altcoin cycle. The same thing, Dodge trade, heavy rejection off the 200. We broke through the 200 and we heavily rejected off the 200. That is not a good sign. However, we are creating higher lows the whole way here, and we haven't yet created a higher high. So in all honesty and fairness, we need to break out of this, smack this resistance, then retest, and then pull back. Then we would be creating a higher high and a higher low once again. Then that would become a very strong bullish momentum and pattern. Now, the reason I say, honestly, hodl Bitcoin. Who gives a shit what else is happening anywhere else, man? Who really cares? We're at 100,000. You're climbing it at 20,000. Bitcoin continues to climb. We just went all the way up to 112,000 and created a new all-time high. But guess what? We are still only here, considering we've just continued to have more crash. So we are still only here. Bitcoin is going up to 1 million plus, my friend. Big breaking. Japanese fashion brand Anap buys 50.56 Bitcoin and plans to accumulate 1,000 plus BTC by August 2025. 1,000 plus, and they've just started with 50.5. And in 2 months, they want to buy another 950 Bitcoin. My friends, where do you think all this Bitcoin's coming? I don't know about you, but I ain't selling to them. I ain't selling to nobody else. That Bitcoin is mine. And you should have the same attitude. Vice President J.D. Vance, soon 100 million Americans will own Bitcoin. He knows what's coming. So if 100 million Americans will own Bitcoin, and there's only 21 million Bitcoin in total, and we will have mined it all by 2038, pretty much 99.2% by 2038. Where's, and plus maybe like 2 million of those Bitcoin are lost. Where on earth do you think the 100 million people are going to be able to buy a whole Bitcoin? They aren't. They are not going to be able to buy a whole Bitcoin. I, myself, continue to just stack them Satoshis. That's all you should be doing. Breaking news. Now, I'm not really sure how important this message is to you, but this means that the money printers shall go brrrr very, very soon. The Fed will cut rates during the next FOMC. That's bullish. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but if it isn't, well then hey, so be it. We will continue to wait until it does. Now here is Bitcoin over the last 10 years in a 30-second clip. Did you see how fast that climbed up towards the end? Shoo-wee! My friends, it's volatile, but it ain't gonna be this volatile forever, okay? Just accumulate when there's dips, and that's it. And here is the reason. Because the Bitcoin bull cycle actually begins. This is the stochastic RSI, and this is massive, okay? Boom, bull run. Cross, boom, bull run. Cross, boom, bull run. Cross, boom, bull run. We are literally, I mean, AO reckons we'll get to 700K up. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Money has multiple purposes, right? It's a medium of exchange, which stablecoins is solving beautifully. It's also intended to be a store of value. And right now, democracies around the world are really struggling to get their deficit spending under control. And I think that Bitcoin actually, I guess my crazy little bit out there idea is that I think Bitcoin is going to provide an important check and balance on deficit spending. And if it gets out of control too much, people will flee to it in times of uncertainty. And it could actually end up that Bitcoin is the new reserve currency of the world.
Bitcoin is the new reserve currency. You heard it here first. Thank you, guys.
Money has multiple.
Now, I don't know about you, but if Bitcoin ends up as the new world currency, my friends, bye-bye all other currencies. I'm sure this is what it felt like for you when that market crash happened yesterday, right? Let me know if you think this is true down below. I love this post. Thanks, Ash Crypto. Israel-Iran attacks, boom, alt season, smashed out of the way. But I agree here, hodl hard, my friend, hodl hard. And this is why. Because the SEC has approved President Trump's media deal to buy $2.5 billion in Bitcoin. That's amazing. Not only that, but we have the next phase of the cycle to go. Look at where we're at. Look at where we're at. Look at where we're at. I also think October 2025 will be the end of this bull cycle. I'm just saying, I don't want to put anything out there. I think that's where we're going to end up, and my 300,000 target could be way overshoot. But assuming this, we've got about 21 weeks or 5 months left until we get there. Are we really shaping up very nicely? You let me know down in the comments below. Because BlackRock just bought another 239 million worth of Bitcoin. Did you sell to them? Oh, I definitely didn't. 239 million worth of Bitcoin at the current price is 2,000. No, it's 23,900 Bitcoin. Guys, they're scooping up all the Bitcoin. Don't let them. Plus 40 states want their Bitcoin in their reserve so far. This is where those states are. Amazing. Well, these little guys are going to get left behind. So be it. Now, last thing that I need to share with you is that Bitcoin in treasuries, this is what that looks like. Entities holding Bitcoin, there's about 235 entities or public companies that own Bitcoin, okay? That's a 27 increase in the last 30 days, just by the way. I have to say to you, I've, in my one company, been stacking Bitcoin for the last year, and in my other company, I've been stacking now Bitcoin for the last 3 months, okay? So my Bitcoin, I will add into those two there, so call it 237, and I'm sure there's a whole lot more as well. Now look at how little governments own, which means that they've got no chance of controlling this space, guys. Private entities and companies own more than the governments. DeFi funds and smart contracts and exchanges pretty much own more than the government, governments. Okay, not exchanges. Hey, look at this. This is a very real scenario for you. So make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Bliss community. Thank you for being here with me, and we will see you on the next one. And truly and honestly, just remember to keep stacking. That's all you need to do. Focus on that and ignore everything else.